Okay, so my video essay is continuing right now. Had to do it in a separate video. I was talking about how, I never had to self-motivate, and, so I remember once, me and my dad got in a fight, and I don't even remember what I did wrong, but I know I did something, and, of course, and, me and my dad hadn't been talking for probably a month, if not more, and he stopped coming to my games and stuff, and, my sports games, and, we just weren't talking. And that whole time, my mom and my grandma were showing up to the games. Now, my grandma hadn't usually come to the games, but she was there, of course, motivating me, when she knows that, I'm fighting with my dad, she comes to motivate me. And so I never really didn't have to do it by myself. And, my dad was never motivating. He was never, he's just not that, cheer you on kind of person. He's more like, I guess, the bad cop out of my mom and my dad. He's just the best, he's good at, talking serious. You can talk serious with him for days, and he enjoys it. But when you try and mess around, it always goes to a serious point, Anyways, but, and I had kind of an, I guess, insecure relationship with my parents. So we never really talked about anything, never talked about, feelings or anything like that. If any of that ever came up, I was going to my grandma, who still to this day I have a way more secure relationship with than basically anyone else. I can tell her just about anything, and, I don't get in trouble for it or anything, and so telling my parents stuff, I'd probably get in trouble for some of it, and so I've always been able to go to my grandma for that, which was great. And, that actually probably, I guess not that in a sense, but back to the, extrinsic, the motivation and stuff, it, really boosted my self-esteem, and, gave me a great self-concept as a kid, until about 5th grade. I thought, everything that was a competition, I believed that I had a really good chance of winning, or I was going to win. Whether it be video games, sports, who can eat more, who can run faster, anything. And I always thought that I could win. I was really, my ego, I guess, was through the roof. I thought I was great. And, it was really weird because, I thought I was great and everything, and then I started, playing football in 8th grade, I think, and when I started playing football, I went to the first tryout or whatever with my dad, who wasn't motivating at all, and so I get there, and, I'm pretty shy, and I'm starting to realize, I'm, these kids could be better than me, I might not be able to, beat them or, be faster than they are or anything, and, I don't know if it was just growing up, getting older and realizing this, or if it really was this whole football incident going with my dad who wasn't going to motivate me. I don't know if it was that, but ever since then it seems like I've been looking for my intrinsic motivation, so I've been trying to find something that will motivate myself. So, with the football thing, no one was motivating, my dad was like, alright, you'll be fine, cool, nothing big, but then I went out there and, I motivated myself, and I was beating these kids, and it was a good feeling, and, so I would start to, I'd work hard for it, I guess, do a lot of work off the field, and bust my ass, and all that stuff, and it was all coming from intrinsic, and it was all up in this Holiday area, right? So it wasn't coming from my parents, anymore. It wasn't, and, I'm not staying at my grandma's as much. I'm getting older. I can go hang out with my friends, stay with them for a few days. And so, it's all me and it's all intrinsic motivation, and, it was great. And it still is to this day. I'm still, I think I'm still trying to work on, finding that self-motivation that I need. And, in doing that, I've stayed up here a lot. I'm going to college